Well, star-struck we always are, and that's what it's all about. It's all in the stars. And now we're not going to talk about any stars, but we're going to talk about stars who've been in trouble. And that is Salman Khan, of course, who is in trouble, and also Sanjay Dutt in our special Star-Struck. Well, it was the first day of incarceration for Salman Khan, a long first day. He's had little or nothing to eat, and he's also little or not slept. But that can be understandable because it's a new place, it's a new setting, and it definitely takes some time to get used to. But the fact of the matter is that today he was visited by somebody who's really close to him. A lot of speculation has gone into the fact that Katrina may or may not come to Jodhpur. She was with him or wasn't with him, but that has all been put to rest as for now, as Salman Khan was visited today by his close associate and friend. Remember that they've never really admitted to it, but well, they definitely are friends, and keeping that in mind, she came to see him, and it must have been something that really lifted his spirit. More than anything else, she gave him a religious book too when he saw him. But here are the visuals of her coming into the jail, and this is actually what happened. Well, those are visuals of her going to jail and visiting Salman Khan. But now we're going to take you up close and personal to see exactly who was with her, what happened, and how the day has played out for them and for Katrina and Salman.
Picture this. You're languishing in jail and your lady love comes calling. It's one of the few things that brings a smile to your face. It reiterates the belief that hum saath saath hain. Saturday morning dawned with Katrina alighting from a flight at Jodhpur airport to be with her sergeant Salman Khan. Salman, who must have had a sleepless night in jail, would have never expected that the next morning will bring him his Jaan-e-Man. Katrina started from Mumbai airport with Salman's brother Arbaz Khan and sister Alvira Khan with a heavy heart indeed. She was absolutely quiet, but her khamoshi spoke a million words, and her eyes said it all. After a long flight, she finally landed at the place where destiny snatched her partner Salman Khan from her. When Katrina Kaif landed in the central jail in Jodhpur, adding to her grief was the delay that took place in the meeting, as they lacked the permission to meet Salman. No entry it surely was. And finally, as they say, patience is virtue. And that's what happened with the two of them. After a few hours of delay, they finally got to see each other. And while they were lucky, there wasn't much time for love. Momentary happiness for the two, but their prayers will only be answered when the duo will get to spend the rest of their lives with each other. With Varnika Gupta, Bhavya Tripathi, Headlines Today.
Okay, and I'm sure it's of interest to everybody who's kept up with Bollywood and those who've not kept up with Bollywood to find out what exactly is in store for Salman Khan. And joining me on the show is Mr. Suresh Kaushal. Welcome to the show, sir. And tell us about my first question to you, of course, is how are the influences that are playing in Salman's life, and are they going to help him? Like, his whole family is with him now in Jodhpur. His girlfriend, as we know it, is there. So how are things going to play out in terms of energies that are coming towards him?
See, the destiny has finally come to struck, and as Katrina visited him today, in the gift of religious book itself indicates that perhaps the God who is above destiny is playing its role, and there can't be a better gift than giving a religious book. So stars have finally struck. Apparently it's very clear that his all energy reserves are likely to be exhausted in coming few months or years. And Katrina is ruled by star Mars, probably under sign Aries, and she herself realizes that perhaps he has to live longer there, and to change, he is going through a changing lifestyle and all the difficulties and unfamiliar kind of environment in jail.
And so she will definitely going to be
Yeah.
with him on this.
She-
Okay, we're
she-
now also joined. So
Yeah.
you'll hold that thought for now. We're also joined by Mr. Anupam Kapil from our studio in Pune. Sir, welcome to the show, and tell us first up, what is it going to be like now that Katrina is with him in terms of the numbers? Because I know you're very heavy on playing with the numbers. So in terms of numbers, how is it going to play out for both of them?
As you rightly said, it's all in the numbers, and well, I believe that their destiny is, there's nothing like bad luck or good luck. It's all in the karma. It's your karma which comes back to you, and this is what exactly has got to do with Salman and both Sanjay Dutt. And you asked me about Katrina Kaif. Well, Katrina Kaif's number is 7, and that is very compatible with Salman Khan's. But the only thing here is Katrina Kaif's name is not doing her very good. I think she should change her name from, she should spell her name with C to sound as Katrina, and Kaif should be spelled with a spelling C, Kaif. And her destiny number and Salman Khan's destiny number vibrate very well, but unless she changes her name, I think she will have disappointments in love. And as far as Salman Khan goes, you see a whole lot of incidents where number 4 and 8 have been hugely unlucky for him. Number 4 is ruled by Rahu,
Right.
according to Indian numerology, and 8 is ruled by Saturn. So both these numbers, right from the time when the first case was filed against him at Mathiana police station, which also adds up to 8, and the year 2002, where he broke up with his lover Aishwarya Rai, that particular year was also very disastrous for him, and the person responsible for this breakup was Vivek Oberoi. Very interestingly, viewers would like to know that his name also adds up to an 8. And then he also knocked down a few people with the Land Cruiser. This vehicle also adds up to an 8. And you would also be interested in knowing that Satish Shah and the other people who were there with him, there were eight number of co-accused in this whole case, and Satish Shah's number is also 4. And the black buck which he has killed has been on the 26th of September. You would be interested to know that also adds up to an 8. So
Okay,
it's
so
all of the
excellent.
numbers
It's
4 and
all
8 are
about
going
4s
against
and
him.
8s. But one thing I'd like to just ask you, this is as a clarification, of course, for myself, that his date of birth is not a 4 or an 8. So how does this play out vis-a-vis Sanjay Khan? Salman Khan.
That's a Denzel, that's a good question, because number 9, he is born on 27th. He is ruled by number 9,
That's
which
right.
which is ruled by Mars, Mangal, and 8 is ruled by Saturn. Mars and Saturn are not friendly. An interesting thing, which Mars rules over ammunition, over guns, over militants. And so you see both the actors like Sanjay Dutt and Salman Khan got into problems because of having guns. Sanjay Dutt had kept guns in his house, and Salman Khan got into problems because he shot a black buck with his gun, which is Mangal and Mars. And so whenever there are mutual bad aspects between Mars and Saturn, both these actors are coming into problem. But eventually there are some good planets and numbers which always keep helping them to get out of problems also.
Okay,
But they will
Anupam ji,
always
if you can
continue
hold
to
on
stay
to
in
that for a
controversy.
minute, because we'll come back to you on that. I'm going to ask you what are the favorable things that are going to happen. But before that, we're joined by a correspondent who's outside the jail where Salman Khan is being kept. And Janice, welcome to the show, and tell us what's the latest, what's the update, what you have on it.
Well, the update that we have really, Denzel, is that it's going to be another early evening, early night for Salman Khan. But this day has been really, really interesting if you look at it, because in the morning, let me tell you, a very interesting incident happened. Now, today is Sunday. Okay, so between 9 to 11, all of the prisoners queue up to take their bath. So, in spite of the fact that the jailer told us that no special treatment is being given to Salman Khan, obviously the prisoners don't think so, because when Salman Khan joined the queue, they actually let him go straight to the front of the queue. And then, of course, the afternoon was very interesting, as we know, with Katrina Kaif, his sister Alvira Khan, and Arbaz Khan coming to visit him here in jail. It was a 45-minute meeting, and let me tell you, from the looks of it, from whatever information that we have got, it was quite an emotional one. From what our sources are telling us is that Salman actually shed a few tears when he saw Alvira, Arbaz and Katrina. Also, let me tell you that when they went in, all of them were looking quite upset. But when they came out, particularly Katrina and Elvira looked as though they had shed a few tears as well. And also for Elvira, this must be a very difficult time because we have to understand that, it's just 2 days before Raksha Bandhan. So imagine seeing your brother in jail. Imagine having the possibility of tying a Rakhi to your brother in jail. Arbaz Khan also looked very upset. Katrina, of course, has been looking pale throughout the day's procedures because even when we saw her at the airport, she looked extremely pale, did not want to talk to the media. Same thing happened when she got here. They went inside the central jail over here in Jodhpur. They came back out. Nobody said a word to the media. Post that, what we have heard is that between 4 to 6, now that is between the tea time and between the dinner time, all of the prisoners over here, the inmates, are allowed to roam about and do what they want. And also Salman had particularly asked for a religious book which Arbaz Khan carried for him. So those are the kind of interesting tidbits that have been really coming out. And today being Sunday, they probably get some interesting sabzi and roti, and maybe not the dal roti that they've got to go since it's a Sunday. But no non-veg as of right now for Salman Khan, and it's going to be another hot and humid night for him because he just has one fan, a very small fan, to kind of give him some kind of relief from the heat. Otherwise, it's going to be a very humid night for actor Salman Khan, and a very early one at that. Denzel?
Well, it's going to be a long night, but do you have any spiel on what happened between Katrina and him, because that definitely must have been an interesting meeting. Because I believe she also had a book which she gave him. So how did that meeting go?
Well, that's exactly the book that we're talking about. Salman Khan has specifically asked for a religious book. Now, whatever his reasons might be, that he asked for a religious book, which is what Arbaz, Katrina and Elvira carried into the jail. Now, there's not much information that's really coming out. Of course, some news channels are playing up certain interviews which they claim where, some eyewitness saw the entire thing, but no real confirmation and no real note of it in the records over here.
Okay,
so
tell us something, Janice,
we know is basically was a very emotional meeting.
Right. Janice, are you standing behind the jail? So could you give us a sense of how this jail is projected and where exactly the barracks are from where you are standing? Would that be possible?
Well, that's going to be really difficult, but I can give you a look at some of the visuals of the central jail. I'm standing in front of the Kendriya Karagar Jodhpur, which is the central jail here in the Swastika Gate area of Jodhpur. Now, it might not look very intimidating from the outside, but let me tell you, Denzel, from whatever little that we know of this jail, it's supposed to be as strong, if not stronger. Some of the jail authorities, kind of are disagreeing with us and telling us it's actually stronger than Tihar jail, but of course, we don't take their word for it. It's a jail. Many of the northern area terrorists, possibly from Kashmir, all of them have been kept here. So it's a very strong jail, it's a very secure jail. And where Salman's barrack, that's barrack number 1.5 or 1.5 as you want to call it, is situated near gate number 4. Now let me tell you a little bit about the barrack. It's a 10 by 10 feet barrack. It's not a very big barrack. It originally used to be a women's cell, only kept there for women, but then later on it was demolished and made into a general cell, and now only VIP prisoners and prisoners who are in for the long haul are kept over there. And there's an attached bathroom which is apparently not very clean, which is why Salman, of course, made all those promises about giving the jail a new toilets when he got out of jail. But basically it's a 10 by 10 feet barrack with an attached bathroom and a very small fan for some kind of relief from the heat.
Okay, so there it is. It's totally detailed in terms of, and is there any news on what the options are and what's going to happen come Monday morning?
Absolutely, but let me tell you, it doesn't look like a very good Monday morning for Salman Khan. What's really going to happen is his team of lawyers that's headed by Dipesh Mehta will be filing a bail application tomorrow morning in the Jodhpur High Court. But what's really going to happen also is that the judge who's hearing this case is Judge G.K. Vyas, who formerly has been a lawyer for one of the forest officers in this case. So it's very unlikely that he will hear the case. He most likely will transfer the case to another judge. So that means that tomorrow it's highly unlikely that Salman Khan is going to get any bail unless some kind of miracle comes through, which means that Tuesday, being Raksha Bandhan, is going to be a holiday for the courts. So Tuesday nothing happens. Then there's Wednesday. The next judge who hears the case will obviously ask for records from the lower courts, and if that is ready, then maybe on Wednesday evening we'll hear some kind of verdict on Salman's bail application. If not that, then maybe Thursday. But let me tell you, Denzel, the big problem really is that if it gets pushed beyond Thursday, what happens is that Friday, that's 31st, is a local strike out here in Jodhpur, which means that more delays The courts will not function on time. And then, of course, there's Saturday, Sunday, which is the entire weekend when the courts
So
are
it definitely
closed.
seems to
So
be
the
a
big
very
days for
long
Salman
day,
Khan's case
a very long day and a very long week ahead for Salman Khan. This seems to be going on forever. Janice, thank you very much. And well, we'll definitely keep everybody up to date as and when the legal options are taken and what happens thereafter. Well, but talking about support, he's got a whole lot of support, and straight behind him, other than of course Katrina Kaif, is his whole family. The whole of the Khan family has stood firmly behind him, all the bahus, all the betis, and of course his father and mother. So let's have a look at who's played out what role in this very real drama that's happening at Jodhpur.
One huge positive factor that has been a boon to Salman through this ordeal is the support of his family. For the wayward Khan, his family has been his mainstay through this crisis. Less than a day into his incarceration, Salman's family landed in Jodhpur as a show of support and strength for the actor. The entourage, Arbaz, Seema, sisters Alvira and Arpita, and gorgeous Katrina made the long journey from Galaxy Apartments to Jodhpur Central Jail to be with Salman. And they've almost made a base camp in the city till they get Salman out from behind the bars. Since the fateful Friday, the tense faces of the family members have spoken a million words. United they stood, from Helen assuring him of her support, to Salma seen as a sobbing spectator in the background, to Malika standing by the Khan. It sure has been a family spectacle in support as Salu prepared to surrender. The larger Bollywood family also proved to be the perfect support base for Salu as they turned up in big numbers all through Friday night. On Saturday, as Salman announced that he was leaving for Jodhpur to surrender, brothers Sohail and Arbaz were his shadows. In fact, Sohail travelled with Salman all the way to Jodhpur as if to say, "We'll be there with you," and the bonding just got better as the scene shifted to Jodhpur. As the proverb goes, in times of test, family is best, and the Khans are proving that to the T. Ritabhadra Chatterjee, Headlines Today.
Well, that definitely is a Burmese proverb that we are playing out to the T. The family is best and they are standing through them. We're going to talk more about that on the other side of a small break that we're taking. We have the experts with us. We have Suresh Kaushalji in our studio, and we have Anupam Kapil in Pune, and they will tell us exactly what's going to happen next in terms of the stars. So stay with us.